Hey guys, so I am back on YouTube. I mean, it's not like I've been away from YouTube. It's just that I've been less consistent. But now I'm back, and I'm back for good. It's been 4 weeks now that that I was in Rwanda. No, not in Africa. So I went to Rwanda for 2 weeks. We went there with most of my family who is in Canada. We all went down to Kigali to celebrate my grandpa's 95th birthday. We had so many people there, hundreds of people, like hundreds. When I say a lot of people, I mean a lot of people. It was really cool. I got to see, or many people got to see me, because a lot of the people who were there are people who hadn't seen me for like over 15 years, right? So a lot of extended family were happy to see us, me and my brother. Not all my brothers got to go, but I went there with, because for those who don't know, I have 3 brothers, right? One of them got to come down there with me. It was really cool. Got a really cool place there while in Kigali. Had my cousins over. One of my cousins actually did get asked his girlfriend to be his fiance, and that was wonderful. They celebrated it at the place where I was staying at. It was beautiful, amazing moment. And after that, went and said hi to a few more family members, and went to Cape Town. Oh my God, guys, if you ever have to go to somewhere, please put Cape Town on your list. It's beautiful. You got the ocean. I'll probably be putting out content of the tour of where we're staying at in Cape Town, but you can actually go on my Instagram and look at the last post that I did. It was actually, I'll just pull it up right now. It's like, I've never seen a place where I'm like, I almost fell in love there, guys. Like, I actually fell in love, and I'm talking about falling in love with the view, but also falling in love, if you know what I mean. No, but I mean, it's like, it's such an amazing place where you're like, I don't know if you guys can see this. Like, how are you not gonna fall in love with this kind of sunset, right? So go check out my Instagram, follow me there. Share a little bit of love. We're there, Cape Town. I had Justin over, who's a client. I had Belle, who's a team member. I had Katie, who we're working together, and her boyfriend, Kayleigh. We stayed there for 2 weeks. It was beautiful. We went outside. First night we got there, we went to this club or this bar. Iman was there. Justin, Splash, went to say hi. I was with them. I didn't necessarily go and say hi to Iman because I don't like to jump on people's dicks. I like to give people a little bit of their space. I respect him enough to know that, like, hey, I don't want to be too much in your... I don't want to just come and jump on your dick, you know what I mean? Like, because I've realized that, like, for me, I hate when people just want to come be around me just because of who I am. So, I'd prefer meeting him in person and just have that be the topic of seeing him, and not just go say hi to him like a fanboy, you know what I mean? Let's do business together instead of me, just being like everybody else, right? But that was good. Did a few podcasts while I was there. Met Filippo. He's a super cool guy. We also did a podcast together. He's starting to push his brand, so we jumped on his pod, did an episode, and ended up putting out getting a crew to bring the podcast setup to our villa that we're staying at. And we did podcasts with one podcast with Arlen, Oscar, Daniel, which I'll be releasing very soon. It's almost a 2-hour pod. And I did also another one with Splash, so look out for those podcasts. They're going to be killer podcasts. And I'm releasing this podcast called Natural Born Leaders, right? And the goal is for anyone who's successful, I just bring them on, they share what's making them successful, right? So that's going to be a heavy thing that I put a lot of emphasis on in the next 12 months. I would rather have it be an in-person thing. So if you're someone who's killing it, maybe you already have an audience, maybe you're making good money, fly down to Montreal. And, if you want me to pay for your flight, I'll pay for your flight. And just come and let's sit down in the studio and then let's drop bangers, right? So that's going to be good. I'm also releasing in the next 10 days something called growthspecialist.io. It's a program for anyone and everyone who wants to be able to control their earning potential, right? I don't want to be the kind of guy who's like, hey, the best way to start a business is to become an agency owner or to start a course business or to do all these things. Me personally, I just love to show you how to bring value to even a company like mine. Literally, like show you how to make me money, and then I pay you on commission based on the value that you bring or on the KPI. How would you be, how happy would you be if you're able to figure out a way to earn $100 every 25 minutes of work, right? So I want to give a lot of people, hundreds if not thousands of people, the ability to become growth specialists and show them something that's pretty cool. A lot of my growth specialists are earning anywhere from 3, 5, 7, 8, 9 grand every single month. So I think that's going to be one of the best opportunities in 2023 for you. If maybe you don't want to start a business, maybe you need capital to start a business, but you don't want to go work a 9 to 5 and wait, to work for like $20 every hour. How about I show you how to make $300, $500 a day from a specific amount of input that you can control, right? If you want to make X amount of dollars in this day, cool. Just figure out how many touch points do you need to have, how many sales assets do you need to create to generate the attention, how many conversations do you need to have to convert this attention into sales calls, qualified appointments, boom, and then you get paid, right? I'm going to start with 25 people for the growth specialist.io launch. I want to have it be limited to 25 people that we onboard per week, and because I want to have a one-to-one kind of like vibe where I get a lot of feedback from the people who are signing up. Tell me how you like it. Tell me if you think that this $500 a month price is reasonable. If it's not, should we make it more because it's too valuable and you don't want to have a lot of competition, right? I'll literally let the growth specialists, the first 25 people to join the growth specialist 6-month program, to decide on how much I charge and how many people we should be letting in, right? If you want to be part of that, the first 25 people, I'll add a wait list you can join. And then we had a few people asking us like, hey, can I pay to reserve my spot in the growth special in the GS.io offer? So we'll probably end up doing that if we have too many people. So growth specialist.io is one of my focus in the next few months. During Q2, I'm going to launch, or end of Q3, I'm going to launch something called the 7-figure leverage consultant. That's going to be focused on anyone who's looking to scale to $250,000 in revenue every single month, with a leverage model of delivering done for you services, but also consulting, like we've done with clientacquisition.io. Started clientacquisition.io July of 2021, and December of 2022 we hit our first $500,000 month. So with an audience of like 6,000 people, 7,000 people, which isn't a lot. I know people with 40, 50,000 people who have yet to make that kind of money in a month without much ad spend. We spent maybe a few grand, $2,000, 2.4, 2.7K in December on ads. So I've built something pretty good. So I know how to replicate it for businesses, right? Which is why I'm actually building growthspecialist.io first, because I'm going to use the infrastructure that I'm going to build with growthspecialist.io to go and serve these companies who want to get to $250,000, $500,000 a month, even 7 figures a month in revenue, right? So that's going to be that. I have a lot of podcasts coming up. I have my own growth specialists that I'm interviewing so they can share their story. I have clients like Jimmy, who just literally went from being a kid in school to making his first 12K a month in 4 weeks after launching an appointment setting offer for the recruiting agency niche. I just hopped off an interview today with a client called Connor. He just went from um, zero, literally 1.5K a month in revenue to 45 grand cash collected with a sales placement, closer placement agency. So that's a really good banger that's going to come out. I'm at a point where I've realized, like, client acquisition that I is becoming something bigger than just one thing. Like, we're not just scaling one offer or a few offers anymore. We've proven to be the best at scaling short form content agencies, been the best at scaling UGC agencies and TikTok ad agencies. Facebook ad agencies were too late for that. Actually got a lot of people to get away from that offer because it's really painful. Even if Facebook is still good, people didn't want to buy that, so we really weren't the best at scaling that offer. Now we're scaling closer as a closer placement as an offer, so we're killing that. And what else? SaaS offers, SaaS agencies, proven to help a few clients of ours reach crazy results. So it's like any offer, as long as it's proven to solve a specific pain, and you also let us change a little bit the positioning of the offer, we can scale that, right? In the most in a cost-effective manner. So I'm focused on that. I don't know if I mentioned this, but this year my focus is to build something valuable. It's not to rush scale. I figure out how to scale, right? But I don't want to be like all these people that have been mentors of mine who will go work 2-3 years, make the most amount of money, become the most famous people in this niche, in this world that we live in, or this little bubble of our online money, and then 4 years, 5 years later, they're like the most hated people online, right? So my goal is to build something valuable, something that is sustainable, and the only way for me to do so is to hit crazy revenues, grow my brand, grow my audience, and then plateau a little bit, actually focus on building the next infrastructure, the next foundation that will support the weight of the next level, right? There's this quote where I heard from, I think it's Taylor Welch. He said, supporting weight requires weight, right? That means that if you're coming, let's say you're someone who makes 20 grand a month, right? And your goal is to make 200 grand a month. Well, you have to realize that, like, if you're used to just, benching 20 grand a month, 200 grand a month, it might be a little bit more weight, right? So you're going to need to get a little bit thicker, maybe eat more food, more calories. Kelly was saying this at our mastermind in Cape Town. So there were this event by the GCC boys. I didn't go, I'm not in GCC, but I got invited to go speak. That also is coming out. I'm going to release my little presentation that I did. It wasn't really a presentation. I just started, just free flowing, just talking my shit in front of the boys. And Kelly just went after me, and he talked about how he went from not being in shape to being in pretty good shape. You guys will see him if ever I put out content on Instagram, or you can go check out my story today. He tagged me. But he was saying that, like, the fastest way to grow and to start to get in better shape and to push more is to actually get heavier, right? So if you want to start benching, let's say 50 pounds more in the next 3 weeks, you're probably going to need to put on some weight, right? It might be 10 more pounds, right? But you need to get bigger to support more weight. So I think it's the same thing in business. In order for you to be able to sustain $1 million business, there is a certain amount of infrastructure weight required. 10 million is completely different. 100 million, completely different type of infrastructure, type of weight, right? So I need to go through a phase of just chilling, slowing down, right? Let me slow down. Let me actually build for the next phase, right? Because I feel like I still had the mindset of a beginner where I was coming out of having nothing. So my goal was, oh my God, let me see how much money I can make this month, right? But now it's like I'll make $250,000 a month without, like, like this month we made over $250,000, and I literally did not do anything, right? Besides be there with my family in Cape Town, read a little bit, getting more into AI stuff, right? So it's like I know how to make money now, but for me it's like, how can I make millions of dollars every single month without having to be stressed and rushing up behind money, right? Some of the things, so that's some of the things that those are some of the things I'm focused on. I'm going to be putting out more content on YouTube more consistently, and getting into AI stuff. I'm building some stuff in the background. I won't really talk about it too much right now, but yeah, guys, hopefully you guys are excited for what's to come. Yeah, that's about it. Please find the link below if you want to be part of the gs.io product launching in the next few days. And yeah, guys, rule number one, get rich fast. And once you figure out how to get rich, slowly work on building wealth. Okay, that's about it. Hopefully you guys are excited for everything in 2023. Please make it your year. If you've been broke till today, then start behaving differently. Start making different decisions, because if you keep doing the same things, if you keep making the same decisions, you're going to end up with the same outcome. Okay, I love y'all. Deuces. Boom.